Hey, I'm playing Rainy Days and Mondays by the Carpenters straight from the charts of the Morristown Uke Jam. So take the link in the video description, download the free ukulele song sheet, grab your own ukulele, and it'll be a sunshiny day, even if it's a rainy Monday, which would be a double hit, wouldn't it? And if you'll be anywhere near Morristown, New Jersey, come out and play with us. It's always sunshiny on the Morristown Green, and you think I'm lying, but I'm not. It's always a sunshiny day on the Morristown Green. Come out and play with us, and after the song, I'll do a basic tutorial together with a slow-motion close-up play-along you might find helpful, and there is actually a simpler version after this, and the play in the song sheet. If what I'm playing is too hard or too complicated or you don't want to try that hard, then just go to the simpler version. It's in the same key. You can still play along with me, but it'll be a bit of an easier take on this. Here goes. Talking to myself and feeling old. Sometimes I'd like to quit. Nothing ever seems to fit. Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. What I've got they used to call the blues. Nothing is really wrong, feeling like I don't belong. Walking around, some kind of lonely cloud. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Funny, but it seems I always wind up here with you. Nice to know somebody loves me. Funny, but it seems that it's the only thing to do. Run and find the one who loves me. What I feel has come and gone before. No need to talk it out. We know what it's all about. Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Funny, but it seems that it's the only thing to do. Run and find the one who loves me. What I feel has come and gone before. No need to talk it out. We know what it's all about. Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Okay, that's a flat-out lie. They don't get me down because I play ukulele. You can't stay depressed if you play ukulele. It's biology. What can I say? Okay, what am I doing here? Well, the strum is the easiest strum in the world, isn't it? Now, I already said there are two sets of chords, you know, the easier one and the more complex one. I'm going to cover the more complex one, but there will be less transitions and easier chords if you follow the simpler version. And also keep in mind, everything I'm doing in these song sheets, if there is a little superscripted number to the right above, you know, at the end of something, then that is an alternate position. Like A minor is one of our easiest chords, isn't it? I've made it harder. Here's the second position, third position, fourth position, right? You can, so that wasn't it. There we go. You can step all the way up the fretboard with different positions. So if it has a little 2, that means it's the second position. I wanted to hear this. I wanted to hear that step down, so I had to do it. I had to do it that way, starting with a second position A minor. You don't have to. You can always ignore that subscript or that superscript if you want, but I would suggest you not do it on the 6th, where I'm just barring. I'm going like this, because all you have to do is drop a finger across it. That's why I used that version of those all the way up the net, because that's actually, you know, otherwise you can, never mind. I'd suggest you use the barred version because it's fun. It's fun too, if you, especially if the way I position mine when I do those, I put a finger on each fret, right? And so I'm not even moving my fingers hardly. It's my index finger and my ring finger. If you have trouble squeezing hard enough to get a clean sound, it's really your thumb that's doing the squeezing. You're squeezing them together, right? That's what you're doing. That's where you get your strength, is really from squeezing on your thumb. Even though it's your, it looks like it's your top fingers pressing down. It's really your thumb pressing back. All right, so that's it for the strum, right? Now, what about all of those chord transitions? That's an awful lot of chord transitions, and some tough ones with the key shift. But I like the way it sounded, so my song sheet. I'm doing it that way. All right, the intro, which is also the second half of the verse, starting with the second, you know, the A minor second position, right? To the G6, all I have to do is slide that ring finger down and then move the index finger over. That's pretty easy. F, you have to jump up and drop your fingers in different places, but F is a pretty easy chord, so. And then C6, easiest chord ever. So those 4 come pretty fast, but it's not actually hard to transition between them. The F is the hardest one, right? But then you drop down the F again. F6, not an easy chord, but when you already have an F, think of it as you drop your ring finger to what would be a D minor, but then you drop your pinky too, right? You already are in place. You just drop these 2 fingers. So you got an F. And by the way, you can ignore that if you want. If you want to just play an F instead of the F6, you could do that. But then this sounds a little funky. I'd suggest you do it the way I wrote it, because that's an E5, and that just sounds kind of eerie. That's building into your ukulele less depression, because if you had a ukulele, you wouldn't be, you know. But so that's what's segueing in to that. And then of course you go to a C, which is a major chord, and now it's already you're starting to sing and play music and you're coming out of it. But so that's your from your F, F6, and then I already have these 2 fingers in place. All I'm gonna do is slide them up 2 frets, and there's my E5, right? Slide, keep this one anchored. That's how I do that. All right, so the verse, a C, and then you kind of roll from the C to the G, all right. Ring finger becomes the stability point still. You've got the C rolling to a G. It stays in place when the other 2 pick up. Sorry, to get to that G minor, right? And then E7, you do have to come down, but at least it's an easy chord, all right. Now, from there, I'm jumping up 5th fret. Again, 5th fret, I do it index finger, ring finger. If you have trouble with your strength of your ring finger, you can like press on it with your middle finger, or you can just slide up if you wanted. You can do that too. But you might have to look at it to get the right frets. When you're doing it this way, you don't have to look, because your fingers are already in place, right? So, what is it? Sometimes like to quit, nothing ever seems to fit. And then we go back to the intro, right? That intro pattern. We already practiced that. Rainy days and Mondays always gets me. And it's the same thing. So that is 2/3 of the song right there. Chorus. First chorus in C. Funny, but it seems. So that part's easy, right? Funny, but it seems. And then we drop in an F6 on top of the F. It's the same as before. I always wind up here with. Now my pinky is already on that C. Look at that. You. That's what I'm doing. From a C to a C major 7. That's the only move. Now even though it's awkward, I left that there and dropped that because it was already in the right place. But you can, if you want to drop a different finger there to make that G6, I'm not going to argue with you. So, you, nice to know. From the G6, you got to pick them up. Make the F, O-L. Somebody, now you're going to drop, you got 2 hovering free fingers there, right? You're going to drop them there, and that's what that G sus4 is. And looks like from that, you're going to have to pick them all up for a G7. Sorry. Loves me, the one who loves me. I didn't have my chorus here. Oh well. And that's it for that chorus. But then we make a key shift and things get actually rougher. Yeah, they do. They do. They get rougher. And I used that pause to push the button that switched the page. All right. What I feel now. So from an A, you're going to a D. That's not such a big jump, right? You just kind of twist your fingers around and you got a D. What I feel is come and gone. And then easy to pick up. You have to go from there to a B7, but you kind of, there it is. Now I did this is way up the neck, but I thought it still sounded good. Now I'm on the 7th and the 9th frets. No need to talk it out. We know what it's all about. That's it. Now here are the rough chords, and you don't have to do them if you don't want to. You could do the simpler version. But here's how I did it. I wanted to hear the same thing. Sorry? I wanted to hear that step down. So here's how I did it. Before, it was here. Right now, I am using my index finger as a bar, as this nut here. I moved the nut up 2 frets, right? And I'm forming the same chords. See? That's my A minor, 2nd position. This is a B minor. Drop your pinky to get the 2nd position B minor, and you can picture the A minor right there, right? And then I pick up, there's my what would be my G6, but now it's an A6, right? My G. But you can picture the F, right? If I had a capo here, that would be my F. And there's my my B minor 7, or my D6, whichever you want to call it. All right, so here's how I'm doing it. Again, I'm leaving this in place, and I'm putting down 2 fingers at a time. 1, 2, 3, and then I pick them up. And the nice thing is, yes, it's a bit awkward, but I don't have to think about this. This stays. It stays anchored right there like a capo for that entire 8 chords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. All right, I think I'm going to stop talking. I've talked too much. I am going to do a rather long slow motion play along because I'm going to go through both keys. So here's how I'm going to do it. Intro, straight to verse 3, because there's the chorus after that is played exactly the same, even though it's half instrumental. It's played the same. So I'm going to go from the intro straight to verse 3, play through that last chorus, the key shift, and then play to the end of the song. In slow motion, close up on my left hand so you can practice every chord transition along with me if you want to. If you don't want to, then don't. Go out and play in the sunshine. But if you like the video, please like the video with a thumbs up. There are lots more. If you want lots more, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Of course, it's free. You want lots more free downloadable ukulele song sheets, check out our Dropbox. There are hundreds of them out there. and you want lots more, and then check out our meetup page for our events and come play with us like any Wednesday. Plus. All right, so now slow motion, close up. Remember, I'm going to jump straight to verse 3. Other than that, I'm going straight to I'm going to play clear to the end of the song. Now here goes. 1, 2, 3, and intro.
What I feel has come and gone before. No need to talk it out. We know what it's all about. Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down.
Chorus.
Funny, but it seems that it's the only thing to do. Only thing to do.
Whoops, sorry.
Run and find the one who loves me.
Here's the dramatic key shift. Turn the page and
What I feel has come and gone before.
clear up to the 7th fret.
No need to talk it out. We know what it's all about.
Hardest part.
Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down.
Don't worry, you'll be feeling better by Tuesday. That's it. See you Wednesday. Bye.